from the 29. Jackson steps away to his left. And right away, he lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Flushed out right. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
Let's go, dude. Tighten up.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check girls, check girls, check girls. Check out.
Here's Jackson to throw. Buying time to his left. Open man is Hill. He's got it. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Got him in. It's Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. In for the score. Strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Jones. Looking for Shepard deep. Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They're not ready for this. They hurt. Y'all play. Check 9.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Fourth down, here's Jackson. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on fourth.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
From just shy of midfield, Jones looking deep downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Darius Slayton, his 4th touchdown on the year. On the board here in this first quarter. Rosas good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after 1.
Go now. 8, read. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. go. He's coming, double up. Check. Check the go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones gets this out to Saquon Barkley. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball. To someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And he missed it. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Switch, switch, switch. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Switch, me. Check 3, check 3.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down. Little read option, the end result, the 1st down, so a good read.
And the way teams are running it nowadays, they've added variety to it. You know, the original way was you read the defensive end. If he crashes down, you pull it and you go. Now they may not even block that person, may end up reading the linebacker, may read the cornerback. Just depends on how they want to block it up. In any case, this worked well for them.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Jackson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Brown. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Jackson. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flush to his right. Going to throw deep for the... And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it, having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones looking for Shepard deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. That pick, his 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field? That wasn't so great.
That wasn't good. You're picking dandelions.
Exactly.
But the 9 picks
9 picks, you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Push him back. Push him back. Right there. Right there. 54 Mike.
From the gun, Jackson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. And the Giants have it. It's picked up.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster. And we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
Can you, when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out of it, away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
On the run, it's Barkley. That one good for 33 and a first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Barkley. And The reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Off the play fake, Jones. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Hard. Check 99. Check 99.
Here's Jones operating from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And taken right on the 30. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
Now it's Jackson being chased out left. He'll try and run it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check 50. Go, go. Hey, hey, watch it. Come on, go. Patch it.
To throw again on second down. Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Here we go. Here we go. Heavy, heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a second down. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 53. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Dances by him. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is
I'm
doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll go to Barkley again.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Jones. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him point.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. As his guys are in for 6 as the Ravens push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down
Caused all of that.
caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for me. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now Jones off the play fake. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. An offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay,
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter.
Good job.
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
but what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get it clear that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Wide, get wide. Check.
Here's Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
Don't say nothing. Watch twist. Watch twist. That's it. Kill, kill. Kill, kill. Watch twist.
Jackson on first down. He sets to fire deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
On just about every team, okay, forget it. On every team, the goal is to be in third and what they call manageable, to give yourself a chance to pick up a first down. How about that call on second down? The big man puts them in position to make it third and manageable. I wonder if he'll get a second chance at it to try and pick up the first down.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just total. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's good for 28 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
The Giants on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Jones. It's caught. Shepard. A good pickup there at 22. Jones now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Jones now from the gun. He'll throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Jones. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. Jones heading up here, 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now, throwing the ball on this drive. Back to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is down to 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a 1-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. Throwing on 2nd down, Jackson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Brown. The tackle made by Blake Martinez. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now it's Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Brown. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action with Jackson. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20. Shot at the 23-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd and 12, Jones. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch the pass.
Jones operating from the gun. And that is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. Pulled in at the 24. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always puzzled me a little bit.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Double tight, guys.
But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Baltimore, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in